Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Today we'll hopefully be taking out the Countess in her courtyard because we have most of the stuff we need set up for it. We just need to get there, which will be like 1 or 2 fights, and then go fight her, and we'll be done with the courtyard for the most part. And we have a rather unorthodox group to do that, so hopefully it works out and we don't get torn apart. So to facilitate this, we have our new Botanist, Norman, because I didn't rename her. So Norman is going to be doing a few things here. She's going to be our backup healer. More importantly, she's going to have Nightshade Brew, which is going to up the bleed and blight amount received by the Duchess, by the Countess. I get them mixed up so often. So it has 140% base debuff chance, and I think she has 120% debuff resistance. So it only has a 20% chance of landing, which is why I have the Hag Spices. So I have a plus 40% chance to land that, and then the Creature Killer for a plus 30% chance to land that. So all things considered, that's 20 plus 40 for 60, and then plus 30 for 90% chance to land that if I'm thinking correctly, which I may not. So hopefully I'm going to be landing a lot of Nightshade Brews to up the bleeding amount received from it. Then we're going to have Root Infusion to stealth Tamara, I'm hoping. I'm not sure if the Duchess bypasses stealth or not. Stealthing Tamara to not have a shuffle, so that's one less chance for her to go way to the back and not be able to do anything. Then an Herbal Infusion to cure Blight and Restoration 10 for 1. And on the off chance I can, we have Bonk to both break her post and to stun her, although it is a very slim chance to stun. We're then going all in on Tamara's bleed, so she has Behead and Whirlwind to facilitate that. I'm probably going to be using Disrupt so I can do more with Behead, better crit chance and all that jazz, and lowering her dodge. And then we obviously have the delayed causality to cause bleeding instead of actual damage. And then I'm using the Basilisk Claw on her this time, which ups her bleed chance with melee skills. I'm hoping that actually works. And then we have crit versus bleeding, so once I actually get her bleeding, I'll do extra chance to get more bleeding onto her, because how Tamara's bleed works is if I crit with a bleeding move, which, you know, this turns these into bleeding moves, instead of doing 20 bleed for 1 round, it'll do 20 bleed for 2 rounds. Although how this will also work is Tamara's going to get marked on attack and have plus 15% crits received while she's marked. And I'm not sure what Seeing Red does, so we'll see about that. I then kind of have the same thing going on Carmine. Instead of like plus damage received or anything like that, I also have debuff chance up on her, so that Crimson Downpour's debuff lands. And that's plus 50% bleed amount received, and also has a bleed attached to it. So if either of those lands, that's even better. She also has a stun, just like Norman. And if she does get shuffled, she has Noble Obligation to go forward if I need her to. So if she gets stuck in row 4 for whatever reason, I can do that. And otherwise we have Thirst for Power for plus damage and plus protection as Beast, which she will be in. There might be a little bit of synergy with Maciek's Head here, however I don't expect the Blight from Nightshade Brew to land. However, if it does, on attack hit, and remember our debuff chance is fairly high, so it's not going to be at 100%, it's going to be at 165% chance for this debuff, minus 8 dodge while blighted on the Countess. And then we have Vigo, who has our normal setup that we used a few episodes ago. He has the Ruler to move back and stun her, Subversion for an AoE heal and minus stress received, although it will up the damage we receive, TikTok to up speed and crit, and a free heal, and Implode for a huge heal, upping the bleed and blight amount applied, so that's going to double the amount Tamara does every single bleed attack. So instead of doing 10 to 12, it's going to do 20 to 24 bleed, but it will double the bleed and blight amount she receives. And we have the Panacea additive, of course, so Implode, Subversion, and TikTok do healing, and we have the Diploma of Honors, so Implode and Subversion have no usage limit. That's the plan, that's what we're going with. Hopefully we don't die. We're going to bring probably just enough food to get there. There are a few curios along the way. We're going to bring a lot of blood. I think a few holy waters. That should get me 2 rounds of it. We'll bring some torches for the additional accuracy. This should help with horror that I think she does, or debuffs that she does. Maybe not that much food. This way I can bring ribbons, so that's plus accuracy and protection. I'll need the accuracy at some points. I'll need the altar ribbon for extra healing, and honestly the amphitheater ribbon for the move resistance, and I think we'll be good. Let's get her down. I had the red key in my inventory, right? We'll see. Yeah, there's a red key, okay. So we're gonna pop all the ribbons. And be off. Up we go. We've already visited the secret room. De-stressing Vigo. Might as well hit Tamara while we're at it. Trap can be done by Vigo. Battle room with Curio. This should be Crimson Court trinkets. And just show just how good this group can be. However, we're gonna stun the Chevalier. 80% chance. Little bit of stress there. We're gonna whirlwind these two.
Masterfully executed.
12 and 12. We're going to TikTok. And then I'm going to implode Tamara, because if I get this to land how I want, I'm going to bleed the manservant and he's going to go away. So Monstrous Affliction. And then Crimson Downpour these three. 20 bleed on the guy with 18 health. 8 and 8. And they shuffled themselves. Lovely. So I get to hit the Chev anyway.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
So whirlwinding again. Round and round we go. 38, 24. Both of them go down.
The slow death.
And just watch them drop other than the courtesan. We're going to do Subversion for the minus stress, because she's a stressed person. A lot of stuff she can do. And let's bonk her. Well then. Let's castigate her then. And down she goes.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Taking everything.
These nightmare
Healing with food.
can be felled. They can be beaten.
Taking this. Kill count for the Falconeer. I thought I had this, but I guess not. Quick shot and crippling shot. Plus 35% damage versus marked. Plus 25% damage versus bleeding. And 10 accuracy. Minus 25% max HP. And also 30 stress. And also plus 30% stress. However, on attack hit, clear marked target. So you can potentially do a lot of extra damage with quick or crippling shot. However, you'll also lose your mark, so you need someone marking for them. We are going to clear stress on her. We might as well use extra accuracy while we're here. Going to clear stress on the Duchess because I do not want her going crazy. And this would be a high stress fight, of course, right before the boss. So Monstrous Affliction. Crimson Downpour these three. I think my debuff lands. Let's stun the socialite. Just making sure she doesn't get in action. I'm going to tick-tock to heal, actually. Instead of making Tamara go faster, because they're probably going to go down for the most part anyway, and then we're going to implode. Next turn, heal Vigo.
A time to perform beyond.
Whirlwind we go. Pretty sure we bleed. 25 and 39. They both go down. Let's Noble Obligation on her. I think she goes down, just leaving the one sycophant. who's now in range. I am going to heal Vigo. He's at full health. And down this one goes. 45 bleed. I love that synergy.
Slowly. Gently.
Now I can use her to heal, so we'll do just that. Castigate for a stun. It should bleed out no matter what, so
Eradicate.
there we go. Taking the deeds. And we will take some of the gold, and I suppose just use the blood on the people who can use it. I think I could actually... Oh no. Don't know if there's a battle in there. I was going to say, I think I can get rid of the torches, but... not entirely sure on that one. Red key goes away. And away we go. Unfortunate I don't have a campfire, but I didn't plan that far ahead. And up we go. Let's try to farm for a few trinkets. That's why I brought all this blood.
A handsome reward.
I'll take this, but don't really want anything here. How about you? Nada. Not giving up my supplies for any of this. However, I don't think I've seen the lined leathers. Still not going to take them. Nope.
Laden with loot.
And I did not scout this. That's just a bleed, which I did not actually take bandages for. That's what I forgot. She'll be fine. Using some more blood. Don't really need either of those. This gives me another slot. So I guess we'll take the silver severance. Bleed is gone. Can get rid of the shovels for that, I suppose. And also get rid of the torch for this. And one more blood. I have a few for the battle.
Gold, trinkets, and baubles. Paid for.
I can always sell this. And we're about to go into a fight. So there's that. Okay. Let's go. So using the holy waters. I'm tempted to open up with blood, but what does that even do? Plus dodge, plus speed. Yeah, let's do that. Just for the fight. And here she is.
Arrives, anomalous in aspect.
Alright, so here we go.
Exacting terrible revenge from beyond the bounds.
As you can see, 400 health, 90 bleed. That's why we needed to up this a bit, because otherwise we'd only have a 50% chance, and with this on our melee skills we have an 80% chance if I did things correctly. Gonna Crimson Downpour her. Got the bleed, we got the debuff, we're good. We're gonna get rid... we can live with that. I'm gonna disrupt so I can behead easier. Because that minuses dodge. And that pluses crit. 33 bleed for 3 rounds. Well, might only be 1 there. We are gonna open with the stealth for now.
The blood quickens.
Right. That's an AoE. Why do I always forget that? We're going to TikTok. And then Subversion for the minus stress. And that hurts a tad. A tad. And then there is this. That growth actually matches her. At least he moved, or she moved to where I wanted. Gonna Panacea to get that off. That is... nothing I need to get rid of. Plus 18 bleed. Don't have a stun chance. So we're gonna thirst for power. Yeah, thirst for power. Resisted that, really. Now is when I believe I should be stunning, if I can. However, I am going to implode, just so extra bleed. Can't do that. So move forward, because I can't even Nightshade Brew. Turns around, need to be careful. Crimson Downpour, get that going. Deep bleed for 3 rounds. We're getting there. Subversion, AoE heal, less stress, or do I want to implode? So I'm gonna want to get her healed. Less stress. And I'm guessing she goes. Holy water. Behead. I believe that was a crit. 44 bleed. Man, that's beautiful when it actually works. That's not great, however. I can't do what I need with her, because, way back in row 4, backup healer did not do her thing. Row 2. And hopefully things work out. Halfway there.
Another life wasted.
That's my luck. Okay.
And gold.
Thirst for power. Of course, that popped. I want the debuff from her off first, and then we're going to implode on Tamara. And then this is about to get a little ugly. Do I not have the Crimson Curse on Tamara anymore? Wonder what I did. Anywho. Behead. 47 bleed. And she's flushed. Let's use holy water. Gonna get the accuracy off, and we're gonna up her speed again. Crimson Downpour.
The will to fight falters.
Vigo needs to go back, so we're going to try the stun. And behead. 57 bleed. Castigate. I probably should have checked her stun resistance there, but once again, stun. That's not going to go off. And behead. 57 bleed again. Crimson downpour. 67. Extra bleed applied. Gonna holy water. Go back. And she's gonna take herself out, it looks like, thankfully.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Well, thank you for your sacrifice, Norman.
So clearly and being.
Got another blueprint.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Old shell for the librarian. Plus 15 dodge, plus 10% death blow resistance, minus 2 speed. And once again, you know, we'll point out that death blow resistance is a myth. Red hook for the Kraken Slayer, plus bleed amount, plus bleed chance, minus bleed resistance. Don't we have the other part of this set? Anywho. This is the green key, so I'm not going to mess with that, especially considering position we're in, and we only have 3 party members. Yeah, not much that I can get. I mean, I could go down to get that unlocks the green door, which will lead me to a secret door and the blue key. I could then go fight the crocodile, which would get me more of the Crimson Courtyard trinkets. And then I could way loop around and do probably an hour's worth of work that I would have to do before I leave this courtyard to get more Crimson Courtyard trinkets that I don't think I'd be able to do. So let's just leave. But at least it's over. 33,000 gold, 96 crests, Tyrant's Fingerbone for the Jester, so plus 15 accuracy will marked, plus 15 dodge will marked, minus 10 dodge will not marked. Solo extends mark duration to 1 battle. When hit, he'll mark himself for 1 round, and if he solos, that will be for the entire battle instead. And then the Countess's Fan, which is plus 2 speed, if has Crimson Curse, minus Thrust Stealth if has Crimson Curse, minus 30 round Crimson Curse Evolution if has passive, plus 1,000 round duration if has Craving, and plus 100 round curse if has Bloodlust. So Bloodlust and Craving last longer, passive lasts a lot less. So, a little bit of gold there, a lot of heirlooms. Carmine got Scattering, which I don't think is good for her with how I use her, and got Unyielding, so I'm gonna do both of those, like get Scattering off, get Unyielding locked in. Vigo got Wimpy and Blade Master, so he's really good with that ruler of his now. Probably should have used someone else other than the Botanist, because I didn't use her at all with how I was thinking I was going to use her, just because of that stumble. But once again, the things I forget about of Curse and Countess, waves of relief wash over the hamlet as good news spreads. The Countess is dead, and her curse is now curable. Removes the Crimson Curse from all affected heroes. Crimson Curse is also now treatable at the Sanitarium, which is huge, because I do not like the Crimson Curse at all. So Tamara can lock that in. Vigo, treatment, and then Carmine. Get rid of Scattering, lock in Unyielding. Because Unyielding is death blow resistance, and we like that. Also going to do that, and we're up to almost 100,000 gold again, because we lost level 10 hero. We're checking this, only a Crusader. And at the Nomad Wagon, I don't remember how Forlorn Stealth, but I will get the Fugitive's Cloak for him. So we got a bunch of good trinkets now. I could go get the Garden Guardian because one, it's Cho's Garden Guardian, and two, it would get me a good amount of like trinkets. I do believe I have the other trinket for the salamander too. Be helpful if I actually just went to the salamander so I could find the trinkets faster. No, I don't actually. So I don't have the other one of these, but I can also just kind of go there when I see a trinket I like, because plus protection plus stun chance isn't really how I use her. But that's open now, and the infestation is gone, so I can go to other places a lot easier without running into nearly as many bloodsuckers. And eventually, I don't think I will run into the fanatic at all, unless there's a certain event that pops up down here now. So I don't have to worry about that madman, which will be nice. So I think from here I can carry on leveling up the ruins, Warren's Cove, and Weald. I think I need a little bit in the farmstead as well. There was one thing I kind of wanted to do in the ruins, so that'll probably be my goal for next time. Probably getting the Daruma trinket, because that's actually a kind of nice trinket as well, and see what I can do from there, because there's a few fun things I have planned now that the Crimson Courtyard stuff is out of the way. It's a lot less of a pain to do, I'll just put it that way. Don't have to just like try to not treat people with spreading that around, which is a huge bonus to me. So we'll just go forward with that and see what I can find, level more people up in the meantime, and go from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. See you next time, and please have a good one.